This is my assignment for the first day of class that I'm hoping is going to be exciting to motivate them and open up discussion in my design, possibly my painting and digital classes as well. And I usually start with an outline of what they're going to do. And this lesson has two parts. So, for the lesson one part, it is to stimulate discussion about social responsibility, and I want them to read the objectives and the lesson, to play an escape room game while watching the videos about a contemporary artist, to read a document about creativity and mental illness in art as they consider their roles in art, and to brainstorm for ideas about making a difference with art in society and post on a Padlet. And hopefully, this will get them talking and thinking about social responsibility and their own work for the entire semester. So I start with the district objective of developing awareness of social role in art and global historical and contemporary culture, producing well resolved projects that convey personal meaning informed by regional, national, and global perspective, which I'm hoping that this will do. And my lesson objectives are to become familiar with contemporary artists and examine the healing relationship that art has on mental health, to brainstorm possible outcomes of art making on social problems and mental health, and to create unique, professional, well crafted artwork created only with a dot. The artist is Joya Casoma. I saw her in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and discovered that she is a very marginalized artist that has been making art her whole entire life. Now she's 93. So here, after she was renowned and made art with Andy Warhol, 30 years later, she's just starting to have big shows. She's marginalized for being a woman and a Japanese woman, but also for battling illness her whole life. And she makes art every day, all day long, with the guide of mental health professionals, and then goes home to a mental institution at night. So I thought she was a really great role model for this. And then we'll look at an article by Arlene Kaplan on creativity and mental illness and how they seem to be linked in various ways. So I have an escape room, excuse me, and the directions say click around this picture in this escape room file. The questions are clues to look for when you watch the two short videos on Joya Casoma. Hint, the videos are hidden in artwork. And when you think you know the answers, click the link bubble to answer the questions and work your way out of the escape room. So in this room, this is the artwork, and this is the artwork, and each one of them will then take you to videos about Yoya at the Tate. Here you see her. I think she was not quite 93 there, but here's an interview with her room on PBS NewsHour. So you see her rooms are totally about polka dots, and which is wonderful for my first lesson, which is about dot and line. So I have various links that ask the questions. And then at the top it says find obsessed with polka dots to find the answer, which happens to be one of the videos. So each question then tells you which videos to watch to find the answer. And I think I have 6 of them with the 2 videos. And then click here in the bubble to answer the questions. I asked them to sign in with their email address and their name so I can differentiate students from different classes if I use it in more than one. So I'll just put mine in right quick so that you can see. And Yo-Yo question one, all caps, answer in one word or less than 5 letters. How old was Joya Casoma when she first started to create art? The answer is 10. I'm going to put one word less than 5 letters, so I'll put 4 so you can see it wrong. And it says, oops, that's not correct. Try again. So 10 is the right one. No, I think I have to go back to do it. Next, and put in 10. Next. Oh, all caps. I didn't read my own instructions. All caps, one word. So I did them all caps. And then it goes on to work their way out of the game. Okay, the next thing that I have them do, um, after they click around their escape room, and hopefully the videos are really good, and she's an interesting lady for 93 years old, and showing them the artwork and about the art world. So then I have them consider questions as they read this short article here. It starts out by saying, according to Young, the best definition of creativity is found in a 1953 article. Creativity is defined as the production of something novel and useful. Then I ask them to consider, are you creative? Is your work either useful or novel? How does your family feel about your artwork? And I asked that specifically because of Yoya's family immediately said they didn't want her to be an artist, and most of my students' family will say that. What kind of prejudice do you face in your life? And has art made a difference in your life? And what might we do as artists to make a difference in the world we live in? And can art be what makes a difference, or is it a vehicle for making a difference? And then they click on um, the article here, which is the link, and it's not a very long article. I was looking at it in relationship to Yoya, and it links people who are extremely creative as having emotional and um, a lot of different psychological issues, and those that do not do anything about it are much more apt to have problems like schizophrenia, other things, and cannot deal with it if they don't have an outlet for that creativity or art. So after that, then I have brainstorming, and consider this a jumping off place for the semester. We will continue to think about art, social issues, and culture throughout the semester. Brainstorm for ideas on how we might make a difference. So these are beginning topics. These beginning topics were posted as I questioned the different people that the difficulties that people with disabilities face. Usually, but not always, physical and educational disabilities go hand in hand with emotional issues as well. Our hidden attitudes and prejudices towards mental illness add to these difficulties. The topics listed in these columns were some of the problems facing society and the mentally handicapped. Brainstorm with me on how we might make a difference. Then directions to post an idea in Padlet. It's like a big whiteboard, but better. Click the plus side under your desired column. You may also link the things on the web and click the camera to link a file of yours or on the web, or a doodle picture on the board, or make a sound bite. You can also rate other people and post with stars. So let's get started. And it says mental health and art. Read the linked article and post a discussion as it relates to creativity and art. Then discuss under the headings of how the art world may address these issues: healthcare and loss of healthcare, independent living, access to treatment. I've started one, prejudice towards the individual, and children's books about mental illness. This is the first thing I thought of because writing and illustrating is my thing, and I'm surprised that the books seem to be somewhat limited. This might be one way to make a difference to stop prejudice. So I've given them an example, which I usually do on Padlets when I use them in class, and I found the one that I did use in uh, my class to see how it worked online, that they were a little bit confused about how to make it. So I'm hoping that my directions with the plus sign make it make more sense. I'm not sure it will. Criminal justice issues, euthanasia, and the right for life issues. All right, so that's the beginning of my social part of my lesson, and that's the main part that I've developed for this class. The other part of the lesson um, is about making art. So I have the objectives for that. This is what I usually have within it. I have a writing their own biography discussion board, which really goes really well with um, our first part of the lesson, with an example about creativity and everything, and not fitting in, going right with that. Here is my actual lesson, and these are PDF documents rather than a video. And I also included a document to fill in as they did it about line and point. I have a hands-on pen and ink digital activity, and I actually have two of those for 30 points because this is usually a 6-hour class. And then I have them start an actual assignment based on the element of dot, which goes with Goya's artwork, and with examples there. And I plan to make a video with that as well. So I will send you the link to this and to my video and with my document, and that is basically it until I sit down and use it with my students. I'm definitely looking for anything that you think that I might do better to make this more effective and more clear. So I usually have a lot of reading, a lot of videos, so that they can work asynchronously as possible.